Okay, we ready?
Think.
Maggie?
Is Dan here?
I'm happy.
Dan is here.
I'm
I'm
here.
looking forward to seeing if this recording actually worked, because I was expecting to do it in person with a lot of audience feedback. And so I was, thrown another learning curve once again by COVID.
Right.
And I really appreciate the opportunity to give a presentation to the library. So thank you for
Thank you.
inviting me, Pat.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it.
Is there anything you wanted to say, Mark?
I think I just did.
Okay.
Say a little bit about Margaret. She has been teaching piano for over 25 years. She's a native Californian. She was born in Loma Linda, raised in San Bernardino, moving to Temecula around 1994. She has a master's degree in education from Concordia and also has a California teaching credentials. Because she was a librarian, she has always felt a strong connection with libraries. When she's not teaching piano or involved in substitute teaching, she's active in environmental work through different organizations. So now let us welcome Margaret program, which she will be introducing the pieces as she goes along. Thank you, Margaret.
Good morning. My name is Margaret Meyncke. I'm happy to play today for the Friends of the Library at the Murrieta Public Library. I would like my program to include romantic songs and interspersed with a little wit and wisdom from the story of my life. So I'm starting with a song called October Morning because I was born in October. In 1957, October was an important month. Russia launched Sputnik, which started the space race, and I was born in Loma Linda, California. So I'm honoring that event with this first song, October Morning. Thank you. All right, the next song is called Dreams Bright and Beautiful. And this title reminded me how when I was in high school, I decided to graduate early. So at 17 years old, I graduated a semester early and I started a backpack tour of Europe. So I went 2 months to the continent, 1 month to England, and 2 months back to the continent. So during that time, a lot of my ideas were forged about the value of education, and this was a very important time in my life to dream large. So these are dreams, bright and beautiful. This next song is called Nocturne. When I got back from Europe, I started college thinking that I would go as fast as I can and learn as much as possible. But I met the guy I fell in love with, and we just celebrated 43 years anniversary in August. So this is a nocturne, which is a very romantic song, but it has sadness mixed in with happiness, which is definitely the way life turns out. right. While I was in Paris, France, I didn't go to the Eiffel Tower. I did not go to the Louvre. Instead, I went to the address of a stranger. My brother was in college at the time, and his roommate was a distant relative of Sigmund Freud, and he found out I was going to Paris, so he said, go and visit my friends. So I called them up, and they said, we'd love to host you. Well, it turned out they were millionaires, and it was quite the experience staying with them, so I didn't really want to go anywhere else. So I stayed with those people and enjoyed France in a very special way, which can happen when you're traveling. You never know what's going to happen. This song's called At a Sidewalk Cafe, which reminded me of my trip to Paris. All right, this journey continued from France to Spain. I enjoyed Spain because it reminded me of California. And by that time I was homesick. So I loved to see the palm trees and the eucalyptus and enjoy the sunny weather. But I went to the beach, and the Mediterranean Sea was not like a California beach. There were no waves. There were no surfers. So I had to get used to that. Something different. It felt more like a lake, but they call it the Mediterranean Sea. So, a lot of new things happening, a lot of new experiences, getting used to new experiences and adapting to new challenges. This song is called Song of Seville, or Song of Sevilla in Spanish. Okay, so the next song is Frosted Window Panes, and that brought to mind how when we see things, very often we are seeing dimly through the reality that we create around us. So frosted window panes spoke to me that we're trying to see out into the world. We're trying to make sense of things. So as I grew older, I devoted my time to my family and to education and to learning as much as I could about the world around me. And I isolated myself from my community in order to pursue these different activities. But through this period of time, constantly looking, observing, trying to make sense of the world. So this is Frosted Window Panes. Next song is Glowing Embers. This song has sort of a mysterious and haunting quality to it. But what it reminded me of was the time I spent caregiving for my mother, who was a librarian. She got her master's in library science at USC during the 60s. After they launched the space race, the United States decided they needed more librarians. So she had a full scholarship to USC, and she worked as a librarian the rest of her life. She had a stroke, which meant that I was able to care for her at my home for 6 years. And during that time, I learned what it meant to be a caregiver. And I'm honored that I was able to do that for her. But at the same time, it was one of the darkest times in my life. So I understand also going through that valley. There are valley times when things are very dark, and we need to hold on. And this song kind of expresses the beauty as well as the sadness. Okay, thank you. We're at the last song. I can say that I'm happy that my children have grown up to love libraries. They like to text me, "Hey Mom, I'm visiting a new city. I'm in Seattle. I just went to the library to check it out." They know that makes me happy and that makes me smile. So when I was raising my kids, we would go to the library at least once a week. They would each max out their library cards. That's 30 books a week. And so if anyone asks me, what do I recommend for education, I say visit your library once a week and max out your library cards. So this song is called Starlight. There are still dreams ahead. When I turned 60, I thought I'd make a 10-year plan, but I ended up making a 40-year plan. So I dived into environmental work, and now I'm very active in the Temecula Valley Women's Club, Environmental Committee, and different organizations here locally, Sierra Club, Citizens Climate Lobby, and Great Old Broads for Wilderness. So all of that expresses for me hope in the future, and this song, Starlight, makes me think of stars, reaching for the stars. We need to keep doing that. We need to bring hope back into our lives. Thank you very much. I'll turn the rest of the program back to you.